on CTV News at 5.
We thought we'd pick up some last things for my 4 kids.
Holiday hurry, it's officially Christmas crunch time. Game Changer, a feature in one of the world's most popular video games.
The need is bigger than ever, and I'm bigger than ever.
King of the Kettle, Christmas isn't complete without this holiday hero.
Cold with flurries and snow squalls in parts of the region tonight, and temperatures are set to remain cold all the way through Christmas.
Live from the Maritimes News Center, this is CTV News at 5.
Good evening. Thanks for being here. This is CTV News at 5. I'm Katie Kelly in for Maria Panapalis. First at 5 tonight, Christmas crunch. It's just days away, and for a lot of Maritimers, the pressure is on. From last-minute shopping runs to charities racing to meet growing demand, today CTV's Emma Convey is checking in on how everyone's handling the holiday countdown. Emma.
Hi, Katie. The race is definitely on here in Halifax. Busy parking lots and streets. It's a clear sign many are rushing to check off those final Christmas to-dos. Shopping bags in hand with little time to spare. With just 3 days to go, malls are packed with last-minute shoppers.
Better than some years. I've been out on the 24th before.
I have to shop and gather food and just get together with my family.
Some say they're ready, but for many, the pressure is on.
My stuffing's drying, so the bread for the stuffing, and we'll cook up a big turkey. As for it's just like last minute, things for the kids that they ask for, 3 days before Christmas.
It's full carts in a busy parking lot at Gateway Meat Market in Dartmouth, too.
We open these doors, the shelves are jammed full, and we're filling constantly throughout the day. We will stay busy right up until we close Christmas Eve. We are one of the only grocery stores open on Boxing Day, the 26th, so we expect that to be fairly busy.
This team says their affordable prices are one of their biggest drivers.
You need to budget your groceries because you're also getting Christmas gifts and people are taking extra time off work. So all of that adds up to people really looking for discounts where they can get them.
Meanwhile, at Souls Harbor Rescue Mission, staff are busy unpacking donation boxes and preparing to feed the need across their 9 locations, with Christmas meals set to begin tomorrow.
Christmas Day is our Halifax location. We have done a traditional chowder dinner every day for 14 years, every Christmas. And then December 31st will be our big dinner right in Halifax.
They'll also be handing out stockings filled with hygiene items and small comforts. Donations are still being accepted.
We give out thousands of stockings, and the demand this year has grown simply because of the location expansion and our mobile mission.
And as the final countdown continues, the excitement builds.
I'm just looking forward to spending it with my family.
I'm looking forward to lobster and scallops coming up. Turkey you can keep. I get seafood. I'm seafood eat it. I love seafood.
Katie, at the end of the day, some Maritimers are ready and some are still racing the clock. But what everyone I spoke to today had in common is they're looking forward to some time off with friends and family. Katie.
Emma, I need to ask you, because I know you're not headed home to Ontario until Christmas Eve night. How ready are you and how are you feeling?
Well, the bag is half packed and Christmas gifts are, well, relatively, I guess, kind of ready to go.
Okay, that's not too bad. So you're not feeling too much stress.
I'm still feeling a bit stressed, but it's okay.
You're going to be just fine. All right, thank you so much, Emma. CTV's Emma Convey for us in the news center this evening. It's my pleasure now to throw things over to Callum Smith, who is sitting in for Todd Battis this evening. How is your Christmas preparations going, Callum?
Well, mine are okay, but there's definitely some work to do there. Thanks so much, Katie. Here are a few of the stories we're working on for CTV News at 6. No one was hurt, but fire has destroyed a lobster pound in Eastern Passage, Nova Scotia. The fire broke out early this morning, and crews say it was fully involved when they arrived. This is the 3rd fire involving the industry in the Maritimes recently. And this weekend, severe weather tested the new reinforcements at the Pointe Duchesne Wharf. The popular southeast New Brunswick tourist area has been battered over the last few years with damage from storms, most notably Fiona. But officials say the latest improvements saved the wharf from any damage over the last few days. We'll take you there at 6. And the first full day of winter, and some nonprofits in Cape Breton are warning that they're running short on a seasonal essential, that is winter clothes. They're urging people to consider donations of winter clothing for the less fortunate as the frigid temperatures settle in for the next few months. The full story tonight at 6. And it's a cold Monday out there with the wind chill making it feel even colder. Let's get our first look at the forecast with meteorologist Kaylin Mitchell. Kaylin.
Yeah, it sure is, Callum. As we take a look at temperatures right now around the region, we can see that we're well down into the minus digits, several degrees below freezing across most of Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, southern areas of New Brunswick, and central and northern areas of New Brunswick. Most of the temperatures right now between around -9 and -12, and then factoring in those gusty winds around the Maritimers region. Most areas are feeling well down into the minus teens as we're headed into this evening. It is going to be a cold late December night, and the colder conditions sticking with us as we make our way throughout this week. Taking a look at the winds, they're out of the northwest. They're being sustained in most cases between around 15 and 30 kilometers per hour. A few coastal areas with sustained winds closer to 40 kilometers per hour. There are some higher gusts around the Maritimes between 30 and 50. Now, where these cold winds are blowing over ocean waters, they are generating some flurries and some snow squalls. And the risk of snow squalls is going to continue to be highest this evening, tonight, and into early Tuesday morning around Prince Edward Island, parts of the north shore of Nova Scotia, areas of Pictou and Antigonish counties, and especially into locations in Cape Breton. As we take a closer look at radar, we can see some evidence of some of those flurries and snow squalls coming in off the Gulf of St. Lawrence. There may be others present, though, that are not showing up on radar because oftentimes these more intense snow squalls can sit a little bit lower and sit just below our radar coverage. So because of the potential, though, of ongoing snow squall activity for tonight, there are snow squall watches in place. They're out across Prince Edward Island, out for Pictou and Antigonish County, and all the way across Cape Breton. In the more intense snow squalls, there could be some total amounts of around 15 to 20 centimeters. It'll be very localized, though, and the gusty winds will get that blowing around and maybe create some periods of very reduced visibility. So I will have more on this and more on the forecast as we work our way through this Christmas week, and that coming up a little bit later on. Katie.
Thank you, Kaylin. We will see you back here soon. We're going to take a short break here on CTV News at 5. Still ahead, another milestone on the ice for Cole Harbour's Sidney Crosby. We'll see you soon.
Thanks to your tremendous generosity, thousands of maritime children will once again have a happy Christmas. Please honor your pledge for the Christmas Daddies Telethon in person, online, or you can always send us a check. Merry Christmas and thank you from all of us at Christmas Daddies.
Welcome back. Well, yet another milestone on the ice for Cole Harbour's Sidney Crosby. Crosby broke Mario Lemieux's franchise scoring record with a goal and an assist in the first period of the Pittsburgh Penguins game against the Montreal Canadiens last night.
I mean, it's kind of mixed emotions, I guess, because, you know, that's, you know, that number I've been kind of hanging around. The hockey gods made me earn it, I feel like, the last few games. But just to get the win, to get a win in a shootout, it all kind of lined up well tonight.
Crosby, who began the night 1 point behind Lemieux, now has 1,724 points in 1,387 games. It also moved him past Lemieux for 8th most points in NHL history. A New Brunswick man has taken his combined passion for video games and music to a whole new level. As CTV's Nick Moore shows us, he's proving that passion projects can turn into global opportunities.
It's a pretty awesome full circle.
For Gabriel Plord, playing video games has almost always been part of his life, and it even introduced him to another passion when he was a teen, making music.
I was really into Guitar Hero at the time.
It encouraged the Edmundston resident to learn how to play guitar for real.
And eventually, I stumbled across some people on YouTube playing some video game music on guitar.
Gabriel began adapting video game soundtracks into dynamic rock arrangements. Over 13 years, he's built a following in more than 150 countries on platforms including his YouTube channel, Gab Ocarina 96.
I started learning how to produce music myself and came up with my own arrangements.
Gabriel has now produced original music for a newly released world inside Fortnite, one of the most popular video games around. Gabriel was selected by Coolie Sushi, a well-known Fortnite world builder, to compose the Combat Rock Orchestra theme.
This guy has 25 million people playing his maps, and he credited me right at the start of the map. So it's a big deal for me.
Fortnite has over 650 million registered players worldwide.
It's great exposure, and I'm really hoping it'll open up like new opportunities and for composing music for games.
Leveling up on a world of possibilities. Nick Moore, CTV News, Fredericton.
That's really cool. That's a big deal. I'm not a gamer myself, but I understand how huge Fortnite is. So that is such an accomplishment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big
amazing.
time. I haven't played it myself either. In fact, up until a couple of years ago, I was still familiar with the old definition of Fortnite, which is like a period of 14 days. But now it's a video game, and a very popular one.
It's a good thing you're pretty.
And probably one that my son is much better at than I would be.
Probably. All right, let's keep blowing past this. Let's talk weather.
Yeah, it was a cold day in the region today. We could really feel that northwest wind blow, and where it is coming in for a few areas, mostly in eastern parts of the region, there's flurries and a risk of snow squalls with it. We're looking out here at Open Hearth Park in Sydney. I will have more on the forecast next.
The high winds and low temperature couldn't keep 4 high school friends from Dieppe from jumping off the wharf in Pointe-du-Chêne, New Brunswick today. Hundreds of people make the plunge every day in the summer months, but not when it's this cold. Grade 12 student Theo Perron explained why he did it.
Oh, it's amazing. A bit cold. Oh, I just wanted an adrenaline boost. I've been in multiple ice baths, but never the sea. Pretty cold, yeah, but I loved it.
The boys really didn't seem to mind the freezing winds and water too much, but they were pretty quick to get back into the car. Kaylin, that is the last thing I would do today.
I'm going to stick with coffee to get my juices flowing there.
I totally agree. It was such a chilly day today, and it's officially winter, right?
That's right, and the wind chill, no joke around the region today, making it feel down into the minus teens. Let's take a look at our sunrise and sunset times. We're going back to Pointe-du-Chêne. Beautiful view here as we take a look at the sunrise and sunset times for the provincial capitals around the Maritimes. Let's take a look at what's going on our weather systems map. So barometric pressure is still towards the higher side at the moment, but we are in between an area of low pressure, which is off the coast of Labrador, and an area of high pressure that's centered around the eastern seaboard of the United States. In between those two weather systems, we're getting squeezed a little bit here in the Maritimes, and that is what is driving that colder and gusty northwest wind across the region. Taking a look at things on radar, we talked about this earlier, but as a reminder, as this northwest wind comes in over the Gulf of St. Lawrence and the Northumberland Strait, it is generating some flurries and a risk of some snow squalls. And snow squall watches out for Prince Edward Island, parts of the north shore of Nova Scotia, and across Cape Breton. There are some flurries present for other parts of the region. As we make our way through tonight, though, it is expected to clear for New Brunswick, so that province becoming clear. Very cold for tonight, remaining partly cloudy with some flurries for Nova Scotia, except that risk of snow squalls off towards the east, and that risk of snow squalls among the flurries for Prince Edward Island tonight. Now, the risk of snow squalls does extend into Tuesday morning. By Tuesday afternoon, though, should be down to just flurries around Prince Edward Island, the north shore of Nova Scotia. But the risk of snow squalls will continue in areas of Cape Breton, especially Inverness and Victoria counties, and up into that higher terrain, so the Cape Breton Highlands. Let's look at the winds in the forecast over the next 24 hours. So for tonight, they remain out of the northwest. They diminish just a little bit. But if you're out late tonight, you're going to notice the wind still around. There will be some gusts still between 20 and 40 kilometers per hour. In the forecast for Tuesday, the sustained winds for New Brunswick between 10 and 20 kilometers per hour, but still closer to 20 for both Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia. And gusts for those two provinces still coming up between 30 and 40 at times. Low temperatures in the forecast for tonight for the region. In New Brunswick, coming well down into the minus teens. You can see some even pretty close to minus 20 up around the north and northwest of New Brunswick. Prince Edward Island tonight, a lot of low temperatures headed down to around minus 11. A lot of lows for Nova Scotia tonight in the range around minus 8 to minus 12. Might even be colder for some areas, like, for example, in around Truro, with a low temperature around minus 14. Highs in the forecast for tomorrow in New Brunswick between minus 6 and minus 10, around minus 9 for Charlottetown and Prince Edward Island, and for Nova Scotia. The high temperatures on Tuesday between minus 4 and minus 9. Let's look forward to the forecast for Wednesday, which is Christmas Eve. And there's a low pressure system that's moving off the continent and holding south and east of the Maritimes. Last week, it looked like that low was going to get a little bit closer to us, and that was going to bring us our chance of sort of seeing a widespread snow, really improving our white Christmas chances here in the Maritimes. But now it looks like it's going to be far enough away that we're going to miss out on most of that. There is a chance some lighter snow and some flurries around western areas of New Brunswick and the southwest of Nova Scotia as it moves past on Wednesday. Otherwise, we're looking at fairly cloudy conditions, and it's still going to be cold. Most of the high temperatures for Nova Scotia in the range around minus 2 to minus 5, around minus 5 for Charlottetown and Prince Edward Island, and high temperatures for New Brunswick between minus 5 and minus 9. Now for Thursday's forecast, which of course is Christmas Day, it does look like we might see a little bit of snow. It's an area of some lighter snow and flurries. It looks like it's making its way out of Quebec. The snow might be steadiest around western areas of New Brunswick and the southwest of Nova Scotia. Temperatures will still be cold. That being said, all in all, you put that all together, it's going to be kind of a hit and miss Christmas this year as far as white Christmas conditions go. That's at least 2 centimeters of snow on the ground. All right, let's take a look at our weather watcher for tonight. And tonight's weather watcher is coming in from Brittany Newcomb from Middle Musquodoboit, Nova Scotia. And Brittany has sent us a drawing titled Snowman Toss. And it looks like all three of these snowmen have big smiles, so I'm sure they're having a good time. Thank you. And weather watchers can come in anytime to CTV Weather Watchers, P.O. Box 1653, Halifax, Nova Scotia, B3J2Z4, or email kaylin.mitchell@bellmedia.ca. Katie.
Thanks so much, Kaylin. Well, after 5 months overseas, HMCS St. John's is finally home. The ship returned Saturday afternoon, reuniting sailors with their families and loved ones. CTV's Emma Convey was there to capture the emotional homecoming.
They've waited months for this moment. There's only one sailor the Hardenden family is looking for. As Eva grips her sign, it's big smiles when she sees her dad returning home.
I'm very excited to play games and do stuff with him.
They've been counting down the days. It's been 250 without Eric, their husband and dad.
The kids, it's hard for them because of school and their dad gone, and we've had sick family members, so it's really hard on everybody. So I guess I'm really proud in all of us for surviving it.
His Majesty's Canadian ship St. John's departed from Halifax in July. It joined the Standing Maritime Group 2 in the Mediterranean Sea.
Spent about 120 days underway with them, patrolling the Mediterranean, the Eastern Mediterranean, working with our allies and partners, as well as providing deterrence and assurance measures with our NATO partners and allies. We were then re-rolled up to the High North, where we joined Standing NATO Maritime Group 1.
They traveled up the coast of Norway, working with the Norwegian Navy for what has been part of the Canadian Armed Forces' largest overseas mission. And after a quick stop in St. John's, the crew of 241 arrived home Saturday afternoon, a last deployment for Commander Jeffrey Anderson.
We'll never sail together again as that exact group. There's something a little bit sad about that, but knowing that we're going to have all these great experiences, memories, and lessons to take forward and to apply that to the next group, and we know we're setting the next ship's company up for this ship for success. It's a good day.
Families couldn't hide their joy during this reunion.
We're very excited. He's actually coming home to Kingston, and it's emotional. It's been a long time. I'm happy for him.
It's been such a long time. I missed him. Communications aren't that good when he's all away in the ocean.
It's a moment these sailors have dreamt of for months.
The moment that I was able to cross the brow, all the emotions hit. I got all teary inside, trying to hold it in, be strong for the family, but I feel so happy being able to touch them and actually hug them instead of FaceTime.
They're home just in time for Christmas.
I'm hoping to play with him and go out to fun places with him.
We're really excited. He needs to come home.
I love you, Daddy.
After months apart, a safe return is all these families wanted for Christmas. Emma Convey, CTV News, Halifax.
No, I think that was just the story we needed. Welcome home, everyone. We're going to take one more short break, but please stay with us because when we return, service with a smile.
I'm Laura Brown in Fredericton, and coming up at CTV News at 5, we're checking in on Lyle Hay. Around these parts, he's known as the King of the Kettle, and it's his 26th year volunteering for the Salvation Army's Kettle campaign, and his dedication is unmatched. We'll have his story coming up on CTV News at 5.
Thank you so much for joining us. Well, he's one of a kind. Some call him the King of the Kettle. Fredericton's Lyle Hay is back at his post as a Salvation Army kettle volunteer, promising nothing, not even his age, will stop him from giving back. CTV's Laura Brown has more.
He says he's 99, but has the spirit of a 20-year-old.
The need is bigger than ever, and I'm bigger than ever.
You may remember Lyle Hay. We tend to check in with him around this time of year. He's been crowned King of the Kettle by many around here. It's his 26th year volunteering for the Salvation Army, and his charm brings out some big donations.
7 $100 bills this year. The surprises, little surprises that just rock you.
During the hour we spent with Lyle, 2 people dropped $100 bills into his kettle. Most people will tell you it's not luck, it's Lyle.
Lyle is one of the good guys.
He says his recipe for life stems from a conversation he had as a child.
My dad told me when I was about 6 years old, see that person? Yeah. If you don't have no respect for them, they're not going to have no respect for you. I said, I'm going to have respect. Merry Christmas.
You won't find him sitting down. He tells us he's conquered cancer a few times, even just last year, but was recently given a clear bill of health by his doctor.
And he said, that old heart is ticking away there. He said, like an 18-year-old boy. I said, keep it ticking. He said, I will.
You've got more to do, don't you?
And I am, and I will be here as long as I'm ready. Standing up, I will do it.
Laura Brown, CTV News, Fredericton.
It's not luck, it's Lyle. That was
That's
the
right.
best line in there. I love that.
Hats off to Lyle for sure. Coming up at 6, I'll have more on the weather as we look towards and beyond Christmas Day. It stays cold, white Christmas chances. Not so great for many parts of the region.
That concludes CTV News at 5. Please join us back here at 6. Our CTV News National News continues now.